Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. This is Starters Order 7. Our jump save and some end of season madness. I wasn't quite aware that we were this close to the end of season, but we are going to go through a race for everybody, and we're going to see some new horses as well. Breeding has been done, so we're pretty full there. We're kind of testing quite heavily, and by that I mean throwing people into races that are probably higher quality than they can handle across the board. So yeah, I wouldn't expect many wins, but yeah, it's a chance for horses to prove themselves. I'm now sitting at a stable of 12. I also have, I think, 17 still on a transfer list to bring over into this game. And so I kind of want to take a look at that as well. So yeah, we're actually maxed out this season. I got another list. So this is the 15 that we've got of horses I've wanted to keep. And yeah, everybody in their 3-year-old season that's done something or means something special to me hits this list. So Small Drum wasn't amazing, but makes this list. Violetta was 100 potential horse in the breeding barn. And then all our Triple Crown horses are in here. Brisingham and Hague, of course, also makes the list. Stardrum are 140 rated. Hey Candy are second 140 rated. The Unbeaten Triple Crown winning 137 rating, who never ran as a 4-year-old and could have got to 140 rated. Plateau Brex, who is still at the summit of our lists. Number 1 in our hearts and in our rankings. Yeah. And then Violetta, Dragon, High Life Renee, 4 really good horses for us. And our current 3-year-olds, Orphan and Ramscoop from our other game. So when we get someone that's really good in this save, they will be added to this transfer list to join those American horses. But we're not quite there yet. Grand National winners and the like. It's kind of where I'm looking at. So, yeah. I was advised. I've got 4 out in the field. I don't want to call any of these back. I think they'll be good for next season. We've got enough to be getting on with. But I do want to look. 9th is Grand National. Yeah. The fact that this is a grade 3 is really kind of nuts to me. Yeah, I'm not exactly sold on that. So, Smoky Cloud is a gelding. Doesn't look like he's bred with anybody. So he doesn't have any offspring. So they must have gelded him fairly early. And then, yeah. That's really interesting. An 11-year-old gelding who's never bred either. And then Free World is very similar. So they've all basically only won the Grand National. Rest of Rise also won a grade 3 somewhere else. Yeah. Oh, it's the trial chase. Okay. He won the trial chase. So you came second. You came third. Neither one of you were geldings. You are a gelding. So I'm just looking at people within like a certain distance of the leaders. And if they're not geldings, then we can track their bloodlines and maybe buy them if they come for auction. Little tip from the comment section. So again, if you have got any good comments, please do leave them in. A little mare. We're already watching her. Yeah, so many of these are geldings, and I think that's just the difference maker sometimes. But yeah, it's a little annoying. It's a little annoying. We've got a couple of horses that ran well in the Grand National, so we can track those and see if they come at auction or if they show up at any point in bloodlines. So that's not too bad. A bunch of horses. 127 rating. You're not too bad in 130, 140 handicaps at about 3 miles. Okay. Unraced 3 and 4-year-olds. Now, are these worth anything? Because I know in the flat saves, in the American flat saves, like an unraced 2-year-old or an unraced 3-year-old usually goes for really high money, and they're usually decent horses. These seem to have no breeding to speak of, and I don't know. We got Dream, Cora, and the bottom 3. Dream, Cora, bottom 3. Their reserves aren't even that high. But I'm guessing they're all going to go for decent money. So we've got 700 for Dreams still alive. Cora de Tamarix. I'm expecting 300 odd. No, a quarter of a million. And so, what, another quarter of a million, another 700,000. No, this one's even lower. Okay, so I can't predict the prices as easily, which isn't a bad thing. I'm just going to bid till they stop bidding anyway. There we go. There's the reserve. That one is 7. Okay. That should have been enough, and it was. Okay, so unraced 3-year-old. Oh, maxed out stamina bar. I was hoping that with the breeding indicator. I was really hoping for that. Lineage doesn't look like much, but the dam has a ton of distance. But yeah, to me, this isn't worth keeping. I would like opinions in the comment section, please, though. I know that they're going to gain potential, year on year on year. Would someone like the Dream Still Alive be worth keeping around with this sort of potential and ability as a 3-year-old? Or are we still looking for more? Are we still looking for basically 50 ability and 70 potential as kind of our baseline benchmarks? And not just for horses we buy, but horses we breed as well. Like, just in general, to get a really good horse in this save, is this likely to end up in its prime with 80 or 90 ability? That's what I need to know. That's what I don't know. So if you've played more jumps, if you understand the progression of their horses more, then please do let me know. I'm very interested to know. Because right now I want to get rid of this horse. And right now I am going to get rid of this horse because I don't feel this is anything special. But if it's wrong, I hate doing it with a stamina bar. But I need you to tell me, is that a mistake and how big of a mistake? Again, Tamarix I think is okay. A little low on potential, but again, we're not really gaining 15 to 20 potential a year from racing. It just jumps by itself year on year as the horse ages up, as far as I'm aware. Again, correct me when I'm wrong. But I would also say that Tamarix is not worth keeping. Solid stamina. Looks terrible. Doesn't look great there at all. Doesn't look great there at all. Span Jess has got some potential, but just, yeah, I wouldn't say that's worth keeping either. So, yeah, 5 unraced 3 and 4-year-olds look absolutely terrible to my eye. And that's a touch under 2 million on 5 horses that just weren't worth anything. So let me know how I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, why I'm wrong, or where I'm right, how I'm right, why I'm right. In those 5 horses especially. I didn't feel any had the ability or potential to expect them to turn into top horses. So please do let me know. '18th. Okay. I thought I was running today. I'm not. I'm running today, Stratford. Cool. Cool, cool. So, you've probably already seen them, but you're going to recognize a few names if you've seen the other series, because we had a bunch of horses come through that don't like running on dirt. So my thought is, why not bring them over to Britain where they'll be running on grass? So little quirks don't matter. Now we're going to see, do quirks matter? And is Mrs. Duck's quirk now going to translate to something differently on this save? Is it save dependent, or is this always a 25% going to mean does not like to run on dirt? And the reason why I'm happy getting rid of all those 3-year-olds I don't think look like much is because this is what my 3-year-olds are normally looking like. And so I don't feel bad about getting rid of those. And I think if the stamina bar translates in the right way, with everything else we've got, we'll be running on grass, so that hopefully won't matter. A little bit of jumping ability, but like just tons of speed on this horse. Like Mrs. Duck should be fun, right? She should be fun. She should be fun. She should want more distance as well. So we are gonna say don't trail and challenge earlier, because I could only book 2 miles. I couldn't book anything else for a 3-year-old. So I just want to watch Mrs. Duck run. So 2 mile, class 4 juvenile, 3-year-old on hurdles. The American Mrs. Duck over from the Hilltop Stables in Kentucky. Her first ever run on grass and her first ever run on hurdles. She moves to the British Stables at Llanfair Ras Club. And the Granza, dead last. Rigoletto, Gypsy Carnival, US Sunrise in picture. There is Allegranza just poking their head in. US Sunrise trying to get up alongside Mrs. Duck. Just heading now as we come onto this turn. Mrs. Duck, though, not phased. Still jumping okay. We're halfway through this. Half the distance over and done with. Half the jumps over and done with. The final third of the race, and Mrs. Duck just lengthening slightly in the front, pushing now away from you as Sunrise. Rigoletto and Gypsy Carnival have disappeared. So has our Sunrise. 2.5 from home. We have to zoom out a lot just to see the field. There's the final furlong. Rigoletto just playing into position. But Mrs. Duck wins by quite some distance. And this could be a game changer. This could be a game changer. 13.25 lengths in a juvenile hurdle for Mrs. Duck. The horse ran a little freely. Jumping was a little slow for a while. She's learning. She is indeed learning. But this could be a really good horse, and it is homebred. Not in this save, but it's homebred. I'm excited to see if this can be the beginning of something fantastic, and maybe even lead to a Grand National run in the future. But Mrs. Duck, I like. Up next today, Spear Dancer. A little less distance, but every bit the horse, still with the quirks, and still with a decent amount of jumping speed potential. So, again, let me know what you think of this horse in terms of a British jumper bred in a Kentucky program in the US. The Spear Dancer is ready to go. Huala also running today. I don't know who gets the jockey, so Huala gets Harry Skelton. That's not amazing. That's a grade 3 we're running on. That's a grade 3. And we get Brian Carver. Much better jockey. So yeah, Spear Dancer should have a fun time. Walla maybe not so much. And again, just a little juvenile. Again, we know we definitely need more distance, so we're going to use the instructions to make up for that. Spear Dancer gets a nice run. And I hope to see the same kind of result as we saw with Mrs. Duck. A little 2-mile class 4 juvenile for 3-year-old hurdlers. And the first race on British soil for Spear Dancer. We've got Rasman, Tuscany Gal, Larida, Grieber, and Be My Bargain. Spear Dancer towards the back end of this field, not jumping specifically well, but not that poorly either. We're going to zoom out a little bit so we get the full picture on this. About a third of the way done. And we're just nicely in the middle of the pack here. Tuscany Gal leading us up from Razman. I think we've definitely got the speed for this race, but the jumping is something that we're probably going to be behind on. Luckily, we do have a few years to learn that before we hit our peak. And now you can see that speed carrying us alongside Larida to the front. Rasman against the inside. Not as dominant, anywhere near as dominant. But Spear Dancer is now going to go for this. Grieber on the outside coming up. And oh my God, Larida unseated their jockey who seemed to fly into the stratosphere. Grieber jumping a lot better, has a ton of speed, and is just going to come up on us before the line. Not a win by Spear Dancer, but a very, very good run. And to beat a horse as good as Spear Dancer, you need to be a good horse. Definitely jump better. That's what made the difference. But I do feel like Grieber might be a good horse. Maybe not a great horse, but a good horse. Just in case they come up at auction, just in case they've got a lot more distance, I want to see maybe what they can do next time, because we were 8.25 back to third place. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. But again, yeah, jumping. Yeah, early jump is a little sticky. So it'll be, yeah. So that's kind of what it is, I think. That's kind of what it is. It's going to be an issue with jumping as 3-year-olds. But if we can continue to get better at that, continue to work on that, we've got 3 or 4 years before we need to be good at that, until we're like 6, 7 years of age, coming into our prime. I feel this experiment might work. Walla, I'm very sorry for the jockey you've got on your back. It's a grade 3, the Southeastern Classic Hurdle. Yeah, it's a long way to go and not take your best jockey. 2 grade 3s, a grade 2. Walla ran really well in a grade 1. Okay, well, that game's just crashed. Okay, so I've had to come back and rerun races because that crash. And Walla comes in 7th out of 10th. Didn't look great at all. So, bit of a shame. Decided not to watch that, just decided to simulate. Spear Dancer ends up winning by 4 3/4, which is decent. Still some issues with the jump. And Mrs. Duck only wins by 9 1/4. And again, it just says about the jumping. So, yeah, we need to keep an eye on the jumping. But also horses like Walla, like Nom Josie, Tatanjura, even our best jumpers aren't that far ahead. 2-year-olds, I'm not buying. I'm not buying. Yeah, no, I'm not buying. So, it's still a bit of an issue, but it's fine. Tatanjura going over to Japan for the Nakayama Grand Jump. Again, a very difficult kind of race. I know there's some great horses here, much better than us. We did run so well in our last race. I kind of just wanted a test. So that's why Walla was in a grade 3. It's why Tatanjura is going in this grade 1. So 2 mile 5 furlong, 110 yard Nakayama Grand Jump. Class 1 grade 1 for 4-year-olds and above on the chase course. The turf looks fairly well watered. We will not be the favourite, but we are out near the beginning of the race. Nice and clear. Couple of poor jumpers there. We're going to settle into this back jump with a couple of greys. I think that's Ryan's Native and Dualato 12. We've got Sagredo Species and Classic Cliche right at the back, who is a real danger. They are a closer of great speed. Blakey's Aussie and Garrison Polder up to Russian Snows. And then Dennis and Daniel just in behind. Milo Dia, that grey at front, and his producer with Milo Dia just there. Yeah, back and forth, back and forth. Classic Cliche, not really jumping particularly well. I think Tatanjura's jumped okay so far. Hasn't shown much, hasn't had to. We're coming down now to the final 1 mile, 2 furlongs. Jump number 5. We clear it just fine. Halfway through this race, and we are currently sitting 5th and haven't had much of an issue. Classic Cliche. The danger from the back has pulled up with an injury. That's 1 obstacle out the way. We have another 2 to jump. And we have a little over 5 furlongs to go. In 3rd place, up into 2nd now. Half a mile from home. Starting to move. Blakely's already there. Garrison Folder has already gone. Tatanjura, though, in between them, pushing up now the final 2 furlongs. Tatanjura is going to try and run away with this one. Running hard. Milo Dia has pulled up with an injury. Final furlong on the home stretch. Garrison Folder dropping off back deep. Gone out of picture. Ryan's Native is in 3rd. None of them are going to get up. None are going to get close. Distancing to the line. Tatanjura wins at Nakayama. What a race. What a run. Oh, what a rush. Got him. Oh, got him. 12 and a quarter from Garrison Polder. And Ryan's native in third. Oh, boy. We got a grade one. We got a grade one. Almost did it at the entry hurdle. We had to go to Japan. But we got him. Oh, we actually got him. I don't care what happens in any other race now. It's worth it. All the tests were worth it. Listed race, the listed novice for Naum Josie. Going to Perth. No matter the result, this was worth it. 3 mile, 110 yard, Gold Castle Novice Hurdle listed race. Class 2 for 5-year-olds. And Naum Josie is our runner. Running up that hill, running down that hill, jumping okay. And there's like not much distance between all the horses at the moment. Chenchikova will go out into the lead, and then everybody else almost in a line. Rocky Reef now moving slightly ahead of the pack, and I'm Super 2 on the near side, just edging a bit clear. Mr. Optimistic joins them. Navajo Rainbow in behind them as the field starts to split out. Flip the camera, we get a better view. We're up against the rail there. 18 furlongs left to go, a little mile and a half. There's jump number 4, quite a poor one for Naum Josie, putting her right at the back with Rainy Night. Kenchkova still has a very nice lead at the moment. Rocky Reef and Mr. Optimistic just in behind I'm Super 2, chasing down the lead horse. We got Navajo Rainbow moving up to Peggy Spencer and Famous Poet as they start to make a move, trying to get something done. Naum Josie just off camera there at the rear, and again jumps poorly. This is not likely to be her day. We still have a little over a mile and a quarter, a little under a mile and a quarter now, and 4 more jumps. The horses all seem to come together. A solid jump for Naum Josie, and using her speed to great effect around the outside, up into 5th. She's right there alongside the chasing pack of Peggy, Mr. Optimistic, and Rocky. Here comes Rainy Night on the outside, looking to make a move. Here comes Navajo Rainbow, going full bore for this. Couple of jumps left. 3 furlongs left. Navajo Rainbow looks to try and steal this one. Naum Josie in the mix. Can they get up in a position? I don't think they can. Mr. Optimistic now going out strong here. Currently in second, but chasing down Navajo Rainbow, whose progress has stalled. Rainy Night coming up. Peggy Spencer trying to make a little impact. Mr. Optimistic, though, down the hill is going to run out of steam. Navajo Rainbow runs away and steals this one from Mr. Optimistic and Peggy Spencer into third. Naum Josie, a solid run, not a win, not even close, but not bad for the race it was. Didn't expect to win in that quality of horse, but the new 3-year-olds from America won. Naum Josie 6, but that's kind of where we finished in our other one, so that makes kind of sense to me. Walla with a bad run in a tough race, and it doesn't matter because the trip to Japan wins it all for Tatanjura. I've missed the graded icons on my horses. And that one is 100% mine. That is 100% mine. We had a grade 3 when we bought him. We won a grade 2 with him. And then we didn't really show too much until the entry hurdle. And then this is our grade 1. Absolutely 100% our grade 1. Friday auction, don't love anything there. Well, juvenile 4.6 back. A little further back there. If they want more distance, sure, but I don't see that. They might want a little more distance. Not worth the risk for me. Not worth the risk. Warnambul. What am I going out there for? The Briar Leeches. Oh yeah, this is Farhana's like Hail Mary. Yeah. Yeah, when I said I'm testing them in the best races I could find, this is kind of what I meant. Don't think we got a shot. We haven't traveled great down under, to be fair, but the Brierley Chase, 2 mile 1 furlong, class 1, grade 2 for 5-year-olds and above. We're going to start against the rail. And well, that was a quick one. Farhana fell at the first. Who knows what we could have done, or maybe what else would have happened. But but that was spectacular. Oh, that was spectacular. Yeah, your Toxita for these two, Sandown for these were all good. Oh, Farhana. I don't know what would have happened, but I really wanted to see. We just... Oh. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Magical. Absolutely magical. Oh, I need. Let me sip my cup of tea for a second here. Well, I come down off that magical high. Oh, wow. Unbelievable. Okay. Half Quant, Foxtrot Romeo, Piazza Bar. A trio at Sandown. Half Quant. 2 mile celebration chase, grade 1. Am I stupid? Yeah, I think so. I think so. We might just be. We might just be. Some great Irish horses are here. Some phenomenal Irish horses. Some pretty good domestic horses. And then there's, underneath all that, there's Half Quant. So, if we don't finish last, we've had a very good run. Sandown's 2 mile celebration chase, grade 1, class 1, 5-year-olds and above. Can't have Quant. Clear the first jump. Yay! It's a good first jump. There we go. There we go. Yeah, the field's kind of together. Kiama Bay just ahead on the near side with Lanehill Fox up front. They are two of the best horses I know in this field. And I just know the Irish contingent as a whole is going to be scarily good. They got very high ratings. They got grade 1s. And they are sort of a class above the British horses, I would say. We're still near the back on the outside. Rerouted has come up behind Latham Fox into second place. And there goes Blue Charm as well. The rest of the field jumping okay. We've still got a few more to jump. We're with the back group and now slowly getting left. And Karama is going to come past us. The field gets taken out quite a lot here, down to the final furlong. I don't care about the winner. We're up on Mr. Chocolate Drop. Can we get up past Karma? We cannot. But we didn't finish last. I was hoping for a surprise. I knew it wasn't really going to come. But yeah, the Irish horses hit the 1, 2, 3 as I felt they could do. Even the best British horses here, 156, 158, 159. The Irish are already 168, 169, and 170 before this, and that's a 177 for Court Princess. Very good horse. Lady Gabrielle up to a 171. Very good horse. Blue Charm, 171. Very good horse. Is a gelding, so yeah, we don't really care about him. But I do think it's worth going through the list of foreign horses, especially the British and maybe, not British, sorry, the Irish and maybe the French, and just basically following a bunch of their top horses, because if they get put into the breeding barn, we'll be in a really good spot there too. So, yeah, look grade 2 for Piazza Bar. Again, I don't really expect much. Elafil, we've got Watch, Green Lightning, and Sandor both geldings. LeFou, we've already got Watched. Rest of Rye. Kincalium is okay, I guess. Supernova is okay. Yeah, dead last. It's got to be dead last, right? Anything else will be amazing. 2 miles, 6 furlongs. Select hurdles. A second ratio of the day. Downhill into jump 1. We do not fall. And the field is almost side by side there for a second. LeFou is out in the lead. Sandor just peeking ahead of Elafil. Near side, Kincalium, poor jump. We're on the inside, though, currently in 4th. All the way up into 2nd, just because of the curve of the turn. 2 miles left to run, and still 7 more jumps. We jump okay there. Piazza Bar showing up early, doing what he needs to do. But it's all going to come down to that final 2 or 3 furlongs when everybody kicks on. Will Piazza Bar have anything in the tank? You can see now horses have already moved up, and we have dropped back into the middle of the pack again. A solid enough jump, not great from us. Kincalium all the way up in the 2nd, and we're suddenly now last but 1, and here comes Elafil running really well. We jump poorly, and suddenly, just like that, we are off the back of the pack and now have everything to do in the world. Elafil coming through really strongly on that outside. They're going to start to send it early. They're going to go for this. Green Lightning at the back is going to come, I'm sure of it. Kincalium not catching up yet. Sandor just goes. There is Green Lightning. Elafil dropping back. Piazza Bar so far back now, it's unbelievable. Sandor from Green Lightning, and Green Lightning just fighting. Just can't quite get up on the line. Rest of Rye taking 3rd. And we were only 35 lengths back. Not too bad at all. I mean, it's terrible, but we were expecting that. A little grade 2. 2 mile, 6 furlong. Oaksy chase for Foxtrot Romeo. Not an amazing field, but probably much better than ourselves. A little class 1, grade 2. Downhill to the first jump, and again, it's a solid start for us. We've got Clan Lady, Desperate Dan, and Stefanki up front. Well regarded on the outside. McDam behind us. Only a field of 6. That's a poor jump at 5 for us. Takes us all the way to the back with McDam right behind us now. Almost stretched out in single file. Desperate Dan on one side of our leader, Glan Lady. Stefanki on the other, who now drops back. Well regarded up into 3rd. It's us and McDam side by side at the rear. The chasing pack of 3 kind of staggered at the moment. Well regarded drops back a little, is going to have to make a little play as Stefanki round the outside starts to make a push on Glen Lady. One good jump could see them in the lead, but they don't get it. They get a poor jump. So do we. We're into the second half of this race now. A little over a mile to go, and oh my God, well regarded was just minced by that fence. Foxtrot Romeo is a long way back, needs some good jumps and a lot of racing to just get back up, and it's not looking good for us at the moment. Down to the final 3 furlongs, Desperate Dan starting the line up. Mick Dam looks like they could push on a little bit, and here they come around the outside, and a good jump. There goes Stefanski with them, but Mick Dam all the way from the back is going to just power up this hill. Glen Lady holding off Stefanski at the moment, but that is something that is unlikely to continue as they get closer to the line. Glen Lady down into third as they climb this slight hill. Mick Dam just running away from it. Picked their moment, ran well, jumped well. Mick Dam from Stefanski, back to Glen Lady and Desperate Dan. Foxtrot Romeo beats the decimated, well regarded, as expected. But I figured we've got nothing to lose. End of the year, one last run. Why not full send? The 3-year-olds, as expected, ran well because of their quality. Everybody else ran as expected or poorly, which was kind of as they were expected. Tanjura just wins a grade 1. So, yeah, Parsons Duty might be another one who doesn't run well. And if that's the case, I'm perfectly fine with that. Another little 2-mile juvenile hurdle. Don't trail challenge earlier because we want more distance. Hague Tycoon. Little pink triangle, we'll see how that affects her. But we will see how we go. Another American bred horse over from our stables in Kentucky. Horses they feel have a future in jumping. They do send over. First jump, not too bad. Afsoon leads. Then the whole rest of us, apart from Bolodenka on the inside and Diamond Bob on the outside, are together. They now join the back of this chasing pack a little. We are up into second place, making a little move up now to the leader. We jumped that pretty well. So does Horridge King and American Lady. They now fall back into the pack a little bit. American Lady just staying out ahead. There's the Dubai Miracle. Not a great jump from us, but we're using our extra speed and quality we know we have to make up for it. And now everybody's going. We're going. 3 from home, a solid jump from us. Bolodenka and Diamond Bob from the back are coming up to this. Don't know if they've actually got the pace of us or not. Bolodenka drops off into the final furlong, under half a furlong from home, driving out American Lady into second. But the pink triangle be damned. Hig Tycoon takes this race. Pulled hard, led early, led again, not hard pressed. Almost 5 lengths back, ran freely, 100%, but got the win. So we're 3 out of 3 for the 3-year-olds. The 4, 5, and 6-year-olds have been disappointing. And our 8-year-old won the grade 1. Blue triangle for Parsons Duty, a little 2-mile novice chase. What I think suits us, we'd love to see a win. We'd love to see a win. Hasn't really ran poorly so far, but definitely hasn't done anything to show much. So kind of for the future. Are they going to show me they can continue racing? Are they going to show me that they're worth anything in the breeding barn? Or is it just a trip to the glue factory for Parsons' duty? Horse we've taken a chance on, and oh my god, we jumped well, but I think we jumped into the back of a horse, completely locked up, and drop all the way to the back end of things. That's not great. Flower of Dunblane up front with Mawakif, who just comes up. Runic Quay and Magnificent Bell, who we jumped into the back of. We're now going out the outside of those two, getting up into position and joining the front two, taking the lead. Getting up early, don't mind that. We don't have to run a wide bend. We don't have to worry about any of the horses. We're not getting blocked off again. We're waiting for other horses to fall off. We're waiting for challengers from deep. But we're also just using our power. And Magnificent Bell, I believe, is pulled up with an injury. Mawakif has pulled up or fallen, perhaps. I think that's a fall on Flyleaf 2 on jumps 9, I believe, both of them. Maybe jump 10. But we're down to now just 6 in the field. Duty doesn't jump the last particularly well, but there's nobody else here. Runa K, all the way back there, will take second. Flora Dunblane just holds off Stella and Dr. Wintringham. But those 3 fallers, or the injury to Bell, and then both Flyleaf and Mawakef falling. Yeah, that was kind of surprising. We win by 16. And we've really just shown that, yeah, this is a horse that can run. They may not be quite at the right level yet. They may never be able to run more than 2 furlongs. But they're a very solid horse. And we've got the next 2 years to kind of get them pushing for all the best 2-mile races we can find. I'm pretty happy with that. That's a good outcome. So 3 out of 3 3-year-olds did well. Duty had a fairly easy race compared to everyone else, but we needed to see them win after a couple of bad performances. And they did. And they did really, really easily. And Jura winning the Grade 1 is going to make me happy no matter what else happens. So the last race of the season is going to be the colt brought over from America. The Magic Man. Raring to go. Looks good. Looks very good. Good jumping ability too. Can the Magic Man make things look a little bit easier going forward? Another 2-mile juvenile. A blue triangle. Don't trail. Challenge earlier because we want a lot more than 2 miles. We probably want closer to 2.6. So he's going to have to go early, and he's going to have to use all his ability and his power and his speed to really outdo this field. 2-mile Class 4 juvenile for 3-year-olds on the turf against the hurdles. Magic Man is the favorite. And the 4th horse from the Kentucky stables of Hilltop. Hilltop Park, I think I named it. I can't remember. Yeah, from our American save, basically, but bred in our American stables, shipped over, all 4 of them looking really promising. A Magic Man, the last to run here. Leading from China Beads on the inside and back to Shanado. Oshiponga and Fennis Boy with Forever Fine. And then back to Baby Shambles, Deer and Mumbo Jumbo. Halfway through this, in terms of jumps, there is 4 of 8. We're just under a mile from home. The first one, we saw a huge lead early on. The second, a short lead early on. This, just contested, and not leading at the moment. We're seeing some differences in running style and also probably quality of horses. There comes Baby Shambles. They're going to really push on. Magic Man struggling a little bit here. I'm still waiting for them to kick on. They're not going to. The extra distance they want's going to play a part. And it's only going to be 3 out of 4 wins for the American 3-year-olds that come through. Baby Shambles D is going to take this from Sharknado. Forever Fine. Then Magic Man into 4th. China Beads away back into 5th. And Venice Boy very distant. 2 horses did not finish. Mumbo Jumbo pulled up from an injury. And so did Oshi Ponga. Yeah, just I think too relaxed, too much distance. The jockey instructions couldn't make up for all of that. And we ran green. Well, that kind of explains all that. So nothing to worry about. But there's our 12. 2 days before the end of the season. We've got all our runs in. Mrs. Duck, Spear Dancer, Hague Tycoon, all with wins. Spear Dancer's a little dodgy because they came second, but we can't mitigate for crashes. It is what it is. Magic Man wants a lot more distance and ran green and still wasn't that far back, really. 9 lengths running green, 3.5 lengths takes us down to 6. That puts us into 3rd. The distance, probably another 4 or so. That puts us right in about 2nd. That's not a bad run. So, yeah, we should see that improve. Piazza Bar, grade 2, 8th of 8. Kind of expected it to happen. A good horse, not a great horse. And I've got to be honest with you. Feedback, please, in the comment section as well. But I am thinking of getting rid of Piazza Bar just because unless they really look a lot better on this potential bar next year as a 5-year-old, I just don't think they're going to improve anywhere near the point where they're going to do anything. I have to be honest with you, they don't look like they're going to turn into anything to me. But please do let me know what you think. Farhana, horse I got a little more time for and a little more kind of confidence in. Looks solid. Doesn't look amazing again. You know, can she win a big race? This is more borderline to me. Again, I would be tempted to get rid of her or more likely to put her in the breeding barn. Because I'm just not seeing greatness. I think she's a good horse. And she could turn into a good horse or a very good horse. But I don't know if she could turn into a great horse. Foxtrot Romeo, I think, has got a little more potential. And I really like the extra speed cruising burst here. So I'm a little more favourable to Foxtrot. But again, I don't know if I ever see them winning a big race. They just don't really have the potential to do so. So unless they gain a lot, again, I'm really considering getting rid of these 3 and concentrating just on good horses and breeding as well to get our stock up into a good place. Now, Half Quant, I think, is a solid horse. Could come good. Definitely sold it down the river in the last race. I don't like the lack of cruising burst, but I love the jumping potential. And again, I think she deserves, maybe another year, just try and find out where she runs, how she runs. But she's never going to be more than 2 miles, which means it's unlikely her bloodline, never mind her, is going to be anywhere near Grand National, which is kind of what I'm pushing for. That's my number 1 goal. So is it worth really keeping her around with that in mind? Now, Josie just won the novice the first time around, and I kind of felt good. And then The extra 2 distances, feature races, I understand they might have been slightly wrong, but I think 3 miles kind of suits here. We might have to test distance, but I'm not seeing too much feedback on distance. So I'm kind of not entirely sure. Only 10 lengths back when you're running 3 miles. That's not a lot. And then here, beating a couple of Irish horses and being beaten by 4 pretty good Irish horses. I don't feel this is a bad run. And again, same distance and just under 10 furlongs back. I don't feel she's a mile away. And I don't feel like the distance is that far either. Maybe 2.6, but I don't know. We might have to revisit that. But I think she looks okay. Not too bad. And then Parsons Duty, someone who's the opposite, who didn't run well at the beginning and now has come good. But again, another 2-miler. But such a huge win. I like the bars. I think she should be able to race quite well. And yeah, I think overall she might be able to win a race or two, like a decent race or two. But again, it's only a 2-mile. I think her real impact might be in the breeding barn, but I think it might be worth keeping her out until 8 or 9 before we make that move. So let me know what you feel there as well. Voila. I think we've seen enough of Voila. I think we've seen enough. We're kind of running okay. 2-4 seems okay. If we'd have won the Melling Chase against horses like this, who I believe are pretty good. Not amazing, not world beaters, but pretty good horses. We were right there with them. And I think that kind of is a big thing for me. That's a big thing for me. So while we didn't perform well here, that could have been just the trip down under. I'm pretty happy with Wala. We'll go again next year, the year after. I'm hoping there's a bit of a jump. If there's a bit of jump in potential here, if we can kind of fill out even to 80 or 85, I think then Wala can really compete for some bigger races. But I do like the horse. I just don't know if they've got real quality. And Tatanjura, second in the entry hurdle and takes the Nakayama Grand Jump. Like, this is what I'm talking about with big races. Different distances, different races, etc. But can they compete for this kind of race, this level? That's what I want to know. And Tatanjura is proving yes. But Tatanjura is the only one who's got the ability up to that 85 and the potential of 100. So is it worth keeping the 6-year-olds, 5-year-olds, and 4-year-old we've got who so far away? Are they going to get there realistically? Is Piazza Bar going to look, that potential bar, going to look anywhere near Tatanjura's in 4 years' time? Because if not, then he's just not going to be able to compete for the big races. And I might as well concentrate on 3-year-olds who aren't that far away right now. And then redo my breeding program and stack them with some of these horses as well. And just improve our racing and improve our breeding program at the same time. So, Bolshoi Victory has foaled early. And yeah, a yearling with 55 ability and 75 potential. Like, this is something I can keep around. Good extra speed, not bad cruising burst. That we can see what that one develops into, right? That seems fine to me. That seems absolutely fine to me, because if Plumbo had distance, he's another one that could run. Look at that extra speed. I would have loved to have run Plumbo. So breeding him, I think, might work out quite well for us. And Mickey B, who came over from Ireland, solid, just not quite as good. And has quirks, I just don't know what quirks. So I am actually just going to retire him out, because we've bred him to 3. The Grabatini, our Australian mare, Destination, Daz, and Hatchweave, who, yeah, are probably not great either. It's going to be interesting to find out. Okay, I think 29th is the last day of the schedule. So we check the auction. Anything pop up? Anything that looks vaguely interesting? Not really. Yeah, not really. Ugh. We've got so many questions. So many questions to answer. Okay. Let's go to the new season and take a quick look at all these horses and see kind of what everything lines up, what everybody looks like for this new year. So the field is empty. We have 14 yearlings. So I'm guessing one more made it out. Uh, where's... Where are the foals from? Oh. Okay. So maybe by me deleting the stud early, maybe it's gone ahead and deleted all the yearlings that I was going to get from that stud. Like, that's kind of annoying. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, Mickey B's 3 foals don't exist. Yeah, be careful when you're getting rid of your studs, I guess. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Not sure I'm a huge fan of that. But they would have had quirks. I just don't know what the quirks were. They would have had quirks. Okay, start of new season. That's all fine. Tatanjura kind of looks like the same. Wala looks like the same. So is it when they age up and not the new season? Because we're going basically May to April. And so every January they'll age up. If so, that's another reason for me to want to switch the schedule from January to December again. Yeah. Because I don't know about you, but I'm not really seeing much or any change in these horses, right? Like Magic Man's got 85 right now. Like, why wouldn't I concentrate on those? 80 for Spear Dancer, 85 for Mrs. Duck. And 85 with potential to go up to 95 for Hague Tycoon. Like, yeah. Mothea, Mulemba. That's who we've got. So, like, I don't love a lot of these breeders either. Lavery's good, but Lavery probably should be coming out of the breeding barn this season. So she's good, but she should be out the breeding barn. Melodies as well, but I need to keep the 2-year-olds in, right? I might as well keep the 2-year-olds in. At the Red Oaks is okay. I'm going to say get rid of Tantrum now. Gonna get rid of Lazy Likes. Comish Bay is good, but not great. Do I bring the 3-year-olds out if they look okay? Because they're gonna be able to get races. Again, let me know what you think down below. Get rid of Chronohill. Grab a Tinny. Is a 4-year-old who is bugged, so we're gonna have to reset her this season. So she can't come out anyway, neither can these 2-year-olds. Dynaplan as a 10-year-old, I don't feel she's any good. Oh, these were the 3 that were with... Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's why they've got this thing, because we got rid of the sire, so the game's like kind of freaking out about it. 5-year-old who looks okay, but doesn't look amazing. Same as Applause, Please. And Underwater Praise. And I don't love Royal Reason. Soda. Don't love either. Okay, so right now I got 7 in the barn. But really, when the 2-year-olds get called up next year, I'd have 4. Tinny is only a 2-miler, if that, but really good potential. Got to be careful who we breed her to. Dalliance has a little more distance, up to about 3 miles. Hasn't got the world's best potential bar, but with the right sire, I think that's okay. Applause, Please, a little less distance. Kind of the same boat. Underwater Praise definitely should be our best mare. And it's probably a 2 to a 2-4. So we can breed people in and around that and find races as well. So that's not bad. But really, I kind of feel like there's just one horse that I really would want to breed from, and that's Underwater Praise. The other 3 can stay here for now, and we'll kind of reevaluate as we go. Again, let me know what you think of them. The 2-year-olds, exactly the same. And, yeah, we're just bringing a bunch of these horses back out to play, really. Let me go ahead and cycle all these. Is that all male 3-year-olds? Yes. If you don't know why I'm doing this, it puts whoever you basically put in the breeding barn, when you bring them out of the breeding barn, it puts them at the bottom of the list. So I'm cycling everyone in terms of their age, and then male, females. So I've got them all grouped together so I can kind of judge against like for like. And looking forward for filly-only races, etc., I could basically look at them all side by side instead of all the ages mixed together, which is why I separate by gender as well as just by age. And that gives me my 2-year-old colts, my 3-year-old fillies, my 3-year-old colts, my 4-year-old colts, my 5-year-old filly, my 5-year-old colt, my 6-year-old fillies, my 6-year-old colt, and then my 8-year-old colt at the top of the list. So they're always going to look the same. So for a few minutes work, just moving back and forth, you can have them all set up and have them there as default. You can change things, of course. You could just do this and whatnot to get the order right, but if you sort by a certain way and then you go out and come back, sometimes it resets. And when it does, especially once you've booked a race, that order can get a little screwed up. And so I like to make sure I go in and clear it, and then it'll re-default back to my list. So yeah, that's kind of the horses. Like I say, I'd like your feedback on them. We've got so many of them right now. I think I can run the 3-year-olds. Say Chief Exec looks to have a lot of stamina, but not much else. Is it worth running Chief Exec? Or with a horse like this, with that stamina, but missing potential, is it worth pairing with Applause Please? Not Applause Please. Underwater Praise. And getting that extra potential and then average out the stamina to probably somewhere near 3 miles. I don't know. But that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Potentially get a 3-miler with like a little bit more potential. That could be something we do. It could be something to do. We could also just breed him with some of the other 3-year-olds like Mrs. Duck. And definitely get that potential. So, yeah, let me know about that. But after Red Oaks has come out of the barn, like, is it worth running her, or is this a breeding horse? Same with Argila Lavery. I don't really know what I'm looking at. Cornish Bay, kind of the same. And then the 2-year-olds that came out the field, Mother Thea, who is good, but probably not great. And I don't know if 2-year-olds can actually run. So might just go back out to the field. So let me know about those there. But that's what we've got. Small numbers in the breeding barn. Large numbers in the racing stable. But do we get rid of horses like Foxtrot Romeo for Hannah, maybe Half Quan, Known Josie, Parsons Duty, Piazza Bar? Like maybe that 6 right there. Do we get rid of them? Do we put the girls in the breeding barn and keep the boys? Maybe not even to breed from, because I don't think Foxtrot Romeo adds much. Piazza Bar doesn't add much. Do we just get rid of those? Keep Tanjura, maybe Huala. Maybe get rid of Waffle Pendre as well. And then just really have Tanjura in his prime and a bunch of 3-year-olds to race. Let me know. Comment section down below. As I say, counting on your feedback for this one. Doesn't matter if anyone else has said what you want to say. You know, just chuck it out there. Let me know. I'll go over all that feedback and come to my decisions, but I appreciate it. As always, thank you very much for being a part of this journey. I'm still learning jumps. I'm still trying to figure things out. So any help, greatly appreciated, as always. Please do smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't. That makes a big difference to the channel. You may not think it does, but it really, really does. It's not just my ego or something. It's about getting the video to as many people as possible. And that has such a massive impact, more than I can do on my own. So I would appreciate it. Please check out the other playlists on the channel as well as memberships if available. And I'll see you next time. Until then, thank you very much. Confusing, but I'm going to say fun times in the jump save. So I don't know. But I wish you well. I wish you all the best of luck. And I hope you're having as much success or more success than I am. And if you are, please tell me how. Please tell me how. One grade one aside, I don't know what I'm doing. So, see you next time, folks. Hopefully we'll learn together, huh?